Hey everybody, Adam Davidson, RadCast, how are you? Let's go right to Psalm 126. And it says, "When the Lord restored the fortunes of Zion, we were like those who dreamed. Our mouths were filled with laughter, our tongues with songs of joy. Then it was said among the nations, the Lord has done great things for them." The Lord has done great things for us, and we are filled with joy. Love it. There you go. I mean, this is one of the verses that sets us up for the third Sunday of Advent, which is this Sunday. If you're going to be in church, you'll see that pink candle lit if you have an Advent wreath. And that pink candle is the candle of joy. Advent is a time of reflection and asking for God to restore us. And so it kind of gets reflective and maybe a little somber in tone. We sing songs like, O come, Emmanuel, right? But then that pink candle in the rogue pink candle place on that wreath, it stands there and it says, don't forget that even in our waiting, even in our hoping, and even in our suffering, there is joy. And that's what this psalm talks about. The first three verses say, we remember how God restored our fortunes when we were in exile and then rescued, when we were redeemed. We remember that. It was like a dream come true. Our mouths were filled with laughter. We were singing songs of joy. And even the nations around us said, wow, God has done great things for them. And yeah, we were filled with joy. That's the first three verses. It's joy-tastic, right? But let's look at verse 4. It goes on right from there. Restore our fortunes, Lord, like streams in the Negev. Those who sow with tears will reap with songs of joy. Those who go out weeping, carrying seed to sow, will return with songs of joy, carrying sheaves or a great harvest with them. Wait just a second. I thought God restored everything, but now we're asking him to restore us again, and we're talking about tears of suffering and weeping and doing the hard work of sowing seed, even though we're obviously feeling some sort of oppression. I thought God restored it all. Why are we asking him to do it again? Here's why. We live in a time of tension. I'm talking about in terms of kingdom eternity timeline. We live in a time of tension. Christ has come. Christ has brought the new heavens and the new earth in a way, sort of. He's brought the kingdom, really is a better way to put it. And in bringing the kingdom, he has made it so that everything is on its way to restoration. He has put into motion the restoration of all things. But it's not here yet. It's here, but it's not. And until then, we see not only a God who restores through the risen Christ, a God who is restoring us in bits and pieces every day and every moment, but we also long for that complete restoration, which won't come until Jesus returns, thus our waiting, thus our Advent season. So until he comes, we do sow with tears, and we do the hard work of living, and we do have context for our suffering. And the context is this: it will lead to joy. It will lead to an even greater redemption. It will lead to even greater things. One writer put it like this. I read this morning. This is James L. Mays. He says, the agony and the ecstasy belong together as the secret of our identity. There's no doubt that there is suffering and injustice in this world, but Jesus has come to make all things new. And until then, we experience suffering, we experience injustice, but we know what to do with it. We enter into it honestly. We make it a constructive suffering. We fight injustice because the King, who has come to make all things right, will return someday. And until then, we are his kingdom citizens who are bringing about the good news of the gospel. That's a song of joy. So go and carry that good news into the world, not necessarily with signs and tracts and hard, conversations of deep confrontational truth. Go and simply carry that kingdom by how you live, how you view the world, the kind of hope that lies within you. And may you and I always, especially this day, choose joy. That's RadCast. See you Monday.